very die-hard Rangers fan and the head coach of Angelo State Baseball, Kevin Brooks. And I know you're DVR in the game tonight, right?
Absolutely.
I've learned that I can't ever talk. Kevin has gotten so mad at me before. We'll do a broadcast and do the post-game interview, and you get mad because I'll say off the air, "Hey, did you see the game?" and you're TiVoing it or whatever.
Yeah, the magic of DVRs now.
I actually just now got CD, so I'm a little bit behind. So, big weekend for the Rams. You guys won 3 out of 4. You're over Cameron. You're still in first place, tied for first with A&M Keensville. You got Abilene Christian coming up in town this weekend for a 4-game series. In your opinion, how many games must you win this weekend to stay in that number 1 seed?
4.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
Do the math, we win 4, we'll stay there. I think Kingsville's got Incarnate Word. Incarnate Word, as I told you when we played them, we beat them 3 out of 4, and I thought that was big. They weren't playing as well, but you could tell they were starting to get things figured out, and they've gotten hot here lately. I think they've won 10 out of 12 or something like that. So, luckily I don't predict much because I'm not very good at it, but I feel like they'll at least get a split with Kingsville, so it would be 3 out of 4 would probably get it done, but 4 out of 4 I know will.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it for your team to get that number 1 seed for the conference tournament and be called the regular season champions?
Honestly, probably about a 2, but I'd like to win it.
I like your honesty.
It doesn't matter if you're in the tournament, you can win it. A lot of that's just luck on the draw. Just because you're playing the number 5 or 6 team, the 5 or 6 team may have one of the best pitchers. Like, for example, Tarleton's got one of the top pitchers in the conference. They're sort of 5-6. If you're 1 and they're 6 and you draw them, that's not a good deal. If you're 2 and you draw somebody else that really doesn't have an ace, it might be better to finish 2, or 3 or 4 in that first round. So it's not that big of an advantage. It's something, obviously, from media standpoint and all that stuff, we can say we're conference champs. Unfortunately, it doesn't get you a whole lot, except into the conference tournament. And I guess we get a bigger trophy than a Quake some dust.
Talking to Kevin Brooks, head coach of the Rams, who won a conference championship 5 years ago in 2007. Do you think you played your way into the regional tournament, the NCAA regional tournament thus far?
I think if the season ended today, yes. But unfortunately, we've got 4 regular season games and that conference tournament still to go. We need to win every game possible that we play to try to solidify ourselves and make sure we're in there. We've had, as you mentioned, 2007, which I still think is the best team we've ever had. We won the conference, and that's why I'm so bitter still after all these years. We won the regular season conference by 4 games and just blew everybody out of the water.
2006.
Yeah, 2006, and then we went to the conference tournament and we ran up again against that 6 team that's got the stud pitcher, got beat. And then won the next game, then ran up against the other stud pitcher, got beat, went 1-2, and then we set it home with 43 wins. And, that's the way it goes. So I know how quick it can turn. I know on how the NCAA looks at things regionally, and winning the conference doesn't get you anything. So it's just important to win regional games.
All right, Kevin Brooks, head coach of Angelo State Baseball, here live at Cork and Pig Tavern, presented by Concho Bell Bonds. Come by and see us. We're moments away from giving away, we got a lot of gift cards from Academy and also Cork and Pig. All right, Coach Brooks, if you're the president of the United States, you become the president of the USA, and you could change one law. Okay. What would that law be?
What would the law be?
What would the one law you have to change in our society?
I'm perfectly happy with the laws that we have.
I'm not believing that for a second.
I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Okay. I told you to be honest.
I really don't have any that I can think of.
All right, you told me this before. Sometimes you're out there coaching. You're a very aggressive coach. How often do you send runners to steal or steal home just because you're bored over there at third base?
Quite often, actually. Baseball can be a boring game, and I've only done that once this year. Generally, there is some method in my madness. Against Pueblo, we were up 7-0 in the first inning, and we needed, we talked about it in practice.
Yeah.
And anyway, so it was going to be a good teaching moment for down the road, because if we didn't do it right, and if we did it right, we can talk about how we did it right. So we had 2 outs, and we'd already scored 7, so I felt pretty good. It was a good time to experiment. But there are times that things aren't happening, so let's just go. Might as well.
Kevin Brooks, a coach of Angelo State baseball. With that said, who's the best coach in the Brooks household? You or Sally?
My wife, by far.
I had a feeling you would say that.
Yeah, it's not close.
You're almost at 300 wins, though.
Well, I think she's at, 4?
If you won a national championship,
she's got 100 more than me.
But if you won a national championship, would that change your answer?
No, that'd be 1 year. Got to go over a career.
So no matter how many titles, I just have a feeling you're going to always say her. That's probably the right answer to say.
Yeah, she's a smart lady.
Best manager today in Major League Baseball. Who is it?
Man, well, I don't know. I'm a huge Ranger fan. Ron Washington, you can't argue with the record, and he does a great job of getting through with his players. And
playoffs have made some really kind of in the playoffs last year.
Well, I would have left Holland in last year in Game 6, but other than that, I love the aggressiveness. I mean, you also look at the playoffs and when they beat Tampa Bay and Andrew scores in the first inning on a ground ball to second base. That's stuff that he instills, and they've got a bunch of boppers, but they also run a lot and they use their speed and they play the game aggressively. So, I love him. Mike Scioscia is really good in Anaheim. I tell you, I think it's really going to be good. And he started off great as Mike Matheny in St. Louis, who has no career managerial experience at all. But him as a player was outstanding, and I think he'll be really great.
Kevin Brooks, a couple more thoughts. Head coach of Angelo State baseball here live at the Cork and Pig Tavern outside on the patio. You have 297 wins. If you win 300 this weekend against your hated rival Abilene Christian, how will you celebrate? Or will you celebrate? Or will you celebrate behind closed doors?
I'll probably go get a Dr. Pepper.
You know how to live. Is that how you celebrate?
Well, you've seen me. I don't celebrate too much. I mean, it's every game, baseball, we got another game the next day. I mean, a win's a win, a loss is a loss. You got to put them behind you and get ready to go focus on whatever's next. It is what it is, and that's great. I obviously like to win more than I like to lose, but I stay pretty even keel most of the time, I think.
Sports Huddle tonight brought to you by Concha Bell Bonds and Dr. Pepper here on KKSA. Finally, tell me your schedule this weekend.
As far as game times?
Game times, yeah.
Friday night we play at 6:30, a single game. That's Pack the Park night, which hopefully it goes a little better than last year's. I think you were there. We set an NCAA record. Maybe we'll set some good ones this year. We made 17 errors against Charleston or something.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that.
It wasn't pretty. And then Saturday, doubleheader at 4. And then Sunday's game time has been changed to 2 p.m. because we got a little threat of rain on Sunday. So single game Sunday at 2. Any of those games could be for the conference title. So, I mean, it's a big series. Obviously, it's us and Abilene Christian. And it's always fun we play them because we don't like each other very much. And, they love beating us and we love beating them. So hopefully we get a chance to do that 4 times.
Rangers-Yankees 3-game series. What happens?
Hopefully the Rangers sweep, man. They're pretty dang good right now. It's going to be tough to beat them, but I would say the Rangers will probably win 2 out of 3.
All right, Coach. Appreciate it. How about a hand for Kevin Brooks, head coach of Angelo State baseball? There.